Alright, so in today's video we're going to talk about how to keep your phone charged. Whether you're out in the woods, whether the power goes out, whatever it is, your phone is an important asset to a lot of things. It's your communication, it's your way of checking the weather to see if it's going to get worse or if it's going to get better. There's a lot of things that your phone can do for you, and keeping it charged is very important. And so a lot of people get confused. I get a lot of emails and questions on what I use, why I use it. Is there something that would work good for this situation or that situation? And the important thing isn't which one you buy. The important thing is that you understand what the device is capable of and buying the one that's going to fit your style, okay? So I'm not going to tell you which one to buy. I'm just going to inform you so that when you go to make your purchase, you can buy exactly what it is you're looking for. And so first things first, you guys have been seeing a lot of power stations on my channel. This thing is humongous. It's very large. It can do a lot. It can charge a lot of phones. It can charge your phone multiple times. It can charge a laptop. It can charge a lot of things, okay? But how do you know if it's right for you or not? Well, for me, let's use my phone as an example. My phone has a battery of 5,000 milliamp hours. Okay, so if my phone dies, I need 5,000 milliamp hours to charge it back up. This thing has 45,000 milliamp hours. If this thing is 100% charged, it has 45,000 milliamp hours, which is a ton. This is going to charge my phone a lot. But it's big, it's bulky, it's heavy. I can use this to charge my laptop. I can use this to charge a lot of different things. But it's important to understand that every time I plug my phone into this to charge it, if my phone dies, this thing loses 5,000 milliamp hours. So it goes from 45,000 to 40,000 to 35,000 to 30,000. Okay? And so this may be too much for most people. You know, a lot of people just want something they can carry on them and charge their phone when it dies and move on with their life. And so this right here is a little charger. It has a solar panel on it. It takes months for the solar panel to charge this thing back up. But the battery bank itself is 5,000 milliamp hours. So this little blue thing right here can charge this phone one time. So if this is 100% charged and this is dead, I can take this and charge this to full one time, and then this will be dead. Okay? Or I can carry this. Now this again has a solar panel. It takes 7 days of sunlight. Not 7 days, but 7 days of sunlight. So probably 14 days of good sun to charge this. But this one is 10,000 milliamp hours. So it's not much bigger. It's quite a bit heavier because it has a bigger solar panel and a light on the back. But twice, okay? So this will charge my phone once. This will charge my phone twice because it's 10,000 milliamp hours. All right? Another example here is this Anchor. Now this Anchor doesn't have any bells or whistles. It doesn't have a solar panel. It doesn't have a light. It doesn't have anything, but it's much smaller, more compact. Well, not as this one, but pretty close. And this is 20,000 milliamp hours. So this will charge my phone 4 times. So for people looking for something to charge their phone when they're out on the town, when they're going to be gone for a long day, this is probably overkill. So this would definitely be overkill. You're not going to carry this around with you. This is probably overkill as well. This is 20,000 milliamp hours. You're going to charge your phone 4 times with this. I don't know anybody that needs to charge their phone 4 times throughout the day before they get home. If you're traveling, if you're going to be spending the weekend out camping, this is where this comes in handy because it's small, compact, it's easy to hike with, and yet I can charge my phone every night for 4 nights. So that comes in very handy. A lot of people buy these little tiny power banks because they're small and they fit anywhere. You can put this in your back pocket or anywhere. Nobody will even know it's there. The problem is when you look at the milliamp hours This one has 2,200. So that will give me about half a phone charge. And so this is one that Caroline keeps in her purse. It's just for emergency use only. She has two. She has this one, and then she has one that's full of flowers. And so it looks like a little makeup thing, but it's actually a power bank. And the reason she carries this in her purse is if her phone dies and she needs me to come pick her up, she can use this to charge her phone halfway so that she can get a hold of me and then I can find her, right? She has enough phone for me to stay on the phone with her, get directions, do what I need to do to get to her. If she needs to call 911, if there's something, if she needs to let people know where she's at, this is going to give her enough to complete that mission, all right? She's going to have just enough to stay on the phone with me for a long period of time so that I can get to wherever it is she is. And so that's why this comes in handy. It's super small, super compact, but again, it's only half a phone charge. So you're not going to go overnight somewhere, plug your phone into this, and then have a full phone tomorrow. Okay, you're going to have half a phone for tomorrow. And if you use your phone as a GPS, that might be an issue. And so pay attention to that MAH. This right here, this has a solar panel. Again, it takes days and days and days, probably weeks to charge this. But this again is 20,000 milliamp hours. So this will charge my phone 4 times. It'll charge it wirelessly. So I can just put my phone on it. And then it charges, which I think is really cool. The advantage to this one is that it's wireless. It has that solar charger. So if I charge my phone one time, it's going to have 15,000 mAh. I can put that solar open and maybe get it to 18 or 1900 because of the solar capabilities. And so I like this one. I use this one all the time actually. Since I got it, I haven't used my Anchor. My Anchor was my main one for a long time. The other thing that I want to talk about is solar panels themselves. This is a dedicated 28 watt solar panel. It's huge. Now this is going to charge your phone in 8 hours. It's not going to take weeks. It's going to take hours to charge your phone with this solar panel. But it does not have a battery bank inside of it. So that means that if there is no sun, there is no charging. There's no juice inside of this. It's strictly using the sun. And so what I like to do is I'll use this big solar panel and then I will charge my power bank. So I'll use my power bank to charge my phone and I'll use the solar to charge my power bank, and that way it's always full. But this is not giving you any power at night. It's not giving you any power if it's super cloudy, if it's rainy, if the weather isn't real nice. This isn't going to do anything for you. It seems to be the biggest confusion. Everybody asks me, how long will it take to charge their phone? Depends on the sun. How many charges can you get out of it? An infinite amount of charges as long as you have sun. This is 100% relies on the sun. Okay. Another thing that people seem to think is a safe way of thinking is there's devices. Like this is a little crank radio that can also charge your phone. And so people think that in an emergency, I'll just use my crank radio to charge my phone. Well, this has a battery of 600 milliamp hours. Okay? 600. If this is 100% topped off, I haven't used it as a radio, I haven't used it as anything. 600, which is less than a fifth of what I need to charge this phone. You're getting very, very minimal battery power from this. Again, that's if you haven't used it at all. You haven't turned the radio on, you haven't done anything with it. When this is 100% charged, you're getting next to nothing to charge your device on. And so that's something that I want you to keep in mind. Just because something can charge your phone doesn't mean that it's something you can rely on. This is not something I would rely on to charge my phone. This is probably something I would never use to charge my phone. There's just not enough battery power in it. And the battery that I take out of this is power that I'm losing on the radio itself. So this has the cable, it has the capability of charging a phone, but I wouldn't rely on it for that. This is another thing. This is a battery charger, so I can charge AA's, AAA's, 18650s, all the batteries, but I can also use that battery as a power bank. So if I hook it up one way, it'll charge the battery. If I hook it up the other way, it will use the battery to charge a device. And so I started looking, because I thought this was cool. I thought this was like the best thing, because worst case scenario, I can use my headlamp batteries, my flashlight batteries, all the different batteries to charge my phone if need be. But a AAA battery, this is what my headlamp runs on. This is 800 milliamp hours. So again, this is 600. This is only 800. So this is less than 1/5 of a battery for my phone, which isn't a lot. You know that once your battery level hits about 15%, it goes quick. And so 800, again, if I was using my headlamp for the last 3 days, this isn't going to have 800. It's going to have much less than 800 in it. And that's not enough to get your phone doing what you want it to do. AA battery has 1900. So almost 2,000. So now we're getting somewhere. If this is a 100% charge, you're looking at 1,900 milliamp hours, which could get you. That's not much less than this right here. It's only 300 less than this charger right here. And so that's not so bad. If you have a topped off, again, if this is your EDC flashlight that you've been using for the last month, it's not going to have 1,900. It's going to have much, much less in it. So keep that in mind. But if you have a full AA battery, it could be a good option. Here's an 18650, and this has 3,000 milliamp hours. So this will give you over half. So this 18650 is actually more than this little charger that Caroline carries around. And so that's pretty cool. And so this device right here with this battery will give me over half of battery charge. Again, that's if I haven't used it at all. And so those are the things that I wanted to mention. It's all about the milliamp hours, the mAh. You need to know how much your battery that you are charging has. You need to know how much the charging battery, the battery that you're going to use to charge that device, how much it has. And then you need to make sure that they're adequate. If you have 5,000 milliamp hour battery and you're going to be gone for 4 days, 20,000 milliamp hours will give you a full charge every single day. Okay? If you buy this thinking that it's going to last you 4 days, it's not. It's going to last you a day and a half, because it's only going to give you half a battery for the next day. All right? So those are the things. And again, don't rely on these. Oh, and it can charge your battery. Okay? Because a lot of them, it doesn't take a lot of juice to run a radio. So it doesn't need a lot of milliamp hours for what this is. This is a radio. It doesn't need a lot of energy. It doesn't need a lot of battery. But the phone does. Okay? So just because it can charge your phone doesn't mean you should rely on it in case of an emergency. And then solar panels, just use the sun. If there is no sun, there is no charge. So don't think that you're going to buy a solar panel and then you're going to be able to charge your phone every single day, because sometimes it rains, sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes you don't have, there's heavy tree cover and you don't have access to the sun. So don't think that this is the end all be all. You need some kind of bank to bank that energy so that you can use it at night, you can use it on rainy days, you can use it when the weather's not perfect. So with that being said, leave any knowledge or questions in that comment section. I do get a lot of questions when it comes to power banks. How do I keep my cameras charged? How do I keep my phone charged? So hopefully this kind of cleared things up. If I missed anything, ask away. I love answering your guys' questions in the comments. I like making videos answering your guys' questions, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.